driven. There's a power that lies within us that allows us to overcome everything in this reality. We're all part of this reality. Not every day do you wake up feeling motivated. And that's where this other thing kicks in. You go beyond being motivated to driven. And that allows you to show up every single day, every day of your existence. Not every day is going to be the same. Not every day you're going to feel like, oh, I'm going to accomplish everything today. Everything's perfect. Everything's unicorns and rainbows. It's not. But there's something that lies within each and every one of us, this spark of Christ, and it allows you to become driven. Today, we're realizing this event shift is kicking up another notch. You could feel it. You could feel it in the air, in the ether. You know. So I woke up this rising, and I see the sunlight peeking in, and I said to myself, "Oh, I didn't beat the alarm. Did I oversleep?" And then I realized they changed the fake time again on us. So. Hopefully we are stumbling into this very powerful message today. And if you're new to the channel, we try to beat the alarm on a daily basis. So I think I probably needed that because I didn't naturally wake up to the what is the real time anyway? Was it the original one? Is it the time that is now? We don't know. But I was up at 4 a.m. or at least the clock said 4 a.m. I was up looking around. So I probably I needed to rest a little bit more. Maybe you woke up in the middle of the night last night. But we're all going through massive shifts, and you might have these things that happen in your journey, and you might wake up in the middle of the night. You might feel these heart flutters, which I've shared as well. Anthony, you felt that as well. And this is a community, so everyone, can share in the comments, share in the live stream, however you consume this very powerful message. Today, we realize that the event, the expansion of your consciousness is now, and God mode has been activated. If you're just stumbling into this very powerful message, could you kindly hit the like button? If the message resonates with you today, hit that subscribe button. And we have daily videos 9 a.m. Eastern time to help you on your journey of self-discovery. Right now, God mode is activated. You could go through your peaks and valleys throughout your life. And this spark within you causes you to go beyond motivated. You are now driven. You are driven by a force that's not of this world. Driven. You're not motivated on a daily basis. But there's something that goes beyond the norm. There actually is no such thing as normal. You should check out our video, The Myth of Normal. On your journey, when you are trying to create, when you're trying to do something that nobody else can do, you might come across people that don't understand you. And that's okay. You are driven beyond motivation. Now is a time period, and you could feel it. You are driven with will, determination, and intuition. As I've shared a long time ago and many times on this journey together, we're on this together. The will beats the skill. There could be things very skillful, distractions, obstacles. We're learning that the obstacle actually is the way. Determined. You are determined to cause the change. Remember, in science, energy is the ability to cause change. You might have great ability. A person could have great ability on their journey. Wow, look at this ability. But some people, they might waste that ability. If you want change for your everyday life, you have to create it yourself. Intuition. Your intuition might be through the roof right now. You might have experienced this throughout the course of this year as we're going into the final month and a half. Your intuition is guiding you. Things might not make sense to you. You're looking around, all these things, all these parts, all these moving parts, light warriors. All of these things don't make sense. But you have the intuition that you know that everything's going to be all right, kid. And that's where you become connected to God. People out there, they don't know the answers for you. The TV doesn't know the answers for you. You have to strengthen the relationship that you have with yourself. God mode is activated now. The gifts and talents of your higher self are back online. We are back online, baby. You can hit the stars in the chat right now. Appreciate that. The gifts and talents of your higher self are now back online. Your shine might have been stolen, but now things have been cleared away so that you can shine as your brightest self. Oh, yeah. You are shining as your brightest self. You could write it in the comments. Shining as my brightest self. Drive. When you are driven throughout this time period, you could go through a phase when there is nothing to look forward to for a long time. Sometimes it's easy to break things down. And you might be able to relate to this. We just got to make it to the weekend. We just got to make it to this break. But when there is nothing to look forward to for a long time, and you're like, wow, how do I do that? How do I get there? That's where your shine comes to the forefront. You will become driven if you have the inexhaustible belief in yourself. During this process, you are learning to control your mind. Your mind is a terrible place. Get out of your mind and get into your heart space. Get out of your mind and get into your heart space. Control your mind. The mind, these thoughts, they start creeping in. The self-doubt starts creeping in. And you have to realize right now, if this is the first time you're realizing it, if it's your first time here, if you just stumbled in, can you hit that like button right now? Appreciate that. If you're realizing this for the first time, there is no end to the event. There is no end. There's no finish line. There is constant evolutionary change. If you think that there is an end to this, and that's what kind of keeps the mind, we're in our mind all day long, we're in our mind, you say, oh, I just got to get to the end. But when you realize that there actually is no end, there is constant evolutionary change. Constant evolutionary change. Harley Ray Crystal Shop. I appreciate that very much, Harley Ray. Harley Ray writes, go within and shine bright like the star you are. Love you all. I love you too, Harley Ray. I got your tremendous sage burning here right now. Yeah. It's amazing how we go through these changes, and you go through the clearings and you just see everything. 2015, actually, it's better than 2020. You actually have better than 2020 vision. You have 2015 vision. It's true. People won't like you as you upgrade, as you go out of their comfort zone. It's a true story. People won't like you as you upgrade, as you move out of their comfort zone. And it's just the way of the world. Misery likes company, if you will. If you want to go on this journey of self-discovery, you have to stay focused through distractions. You can't be afraid to leave the world behind. Don't be afraid, kid. There's others like you out there. That's why we're all here right now. Don't be afraid. Come out of your comfort zone. And if you come out of other people's comfort zone and they don't like you for your authenticity, they weren't real anyway. And as we go on this journey of self-discovery, we want to know who we truthfully are. We want to know the ways of the world, and we want to know what we can accomplish with our everyday lives. We want to know. We want to know. Don't lose yourself for self-doubt that has been planted as a subconscious program by other people. It's not even you, kid. It's not even you. Remember, we live forever, but in this lifetime, when you get to the end and you said to yourself, wow, I could have done this, this, and this, and I didn't. Remember these words for all eternity. Regret is worse than failure. So keep going. Loosh Chipper 999. I appreciate that, Loosh Chipper. Vibes, bro. Much love. I love you, Loosh Chipper. You gotta chip away that loosh. I like that name. It's true. And that's what this time period, as we go forward in this journey, we're really going to learn more about it. But all of the loosh ends have been blasted away. And we're not a free buffet any longer. We're not a free buffet. So you want to not lose your energy, and the more that you stay focused on yourself and what you're putting out to the world, all of a sudden the hermetic principle of rhythm, the pendulum, starts to move forward yet again. Conversations with God. Yeah. On my journey, I would actually just have a conversation with God. And, I would say to myself, am I the only one that does this? And I've done this for many years, and, I'm just observing and I'm learning. And we have to navigate through all the nonsense that's out there. the pontificators that are out there that think that they know better than you, so on and so forth. But all I've done on my journey, I've had conversations with God. And I would talk to God and I would say, well, this is what I want to do, and these are the reasons why. And I articulate that to God in a full-blown conversation. This is a true story. Hit the like button if you have a conversation with God as well. And I say, well, this is why, and this is how, and you're able to articulate it. God will listen to you. Challenges to overcome in this life creates pleasure in this life of duality. You go on your journey, you have challenges. And if you actually don't have these challenges, there's, I guess, nothing really to be, so pleasureful about if things were just easy all the time. It's the pendulum. And when you go down and you actually might, and you don't realize that you're doing this. I'm really realizing more and more every day that passes. You don't realize that you came into this world and you don't know it consciously, but you might have created challenges for you to overcome on purpose. Oh, yeah. And because of these challenges that have been set in your path, when you overcome these challenges, you're becoming stronger than you would have without those challenges. And when you do it, you have this joy, this spark. And if you want to overcome these tough challenges, you need to be driven. That's the spark of God, to be driven. A force that's not of this world, driven. All the challenges that you have put on your path. And, every day that passes, I could see the bigger picture. You can't see the bigger picture when you are constantly distracted. If you're able to accomplish so much with all the baggage that you are carrying, I know that many of you are carrying a lot of baggage at this time. I've gone through periods of my life that I had to carry a lot of extra baggage, and I realized that I gave myself that extra baggage so that I could become stronger and appreciate the things that I had earlier in my life. I didn't appreciate them. And now I see the bigger picture. Now we're trying to, with an expanded state of consciousness, we're able to put this back all together. And we're getting the band back together, baby. Yeah, oh, look, everyone's stumbling in. Could you kindly hit the like button if you just stumbled in? I appreciate all of you. Every day is another opportunity for you to accomplish your dreams. And it's not an easy path that we all go on. Take the time to connect with God and strengthen the connection to your higher self. As I've shared a long time ago, I am not this body. I am the energy that operates this body. Philip, I appreciate that, Philip. Just got to stay focused. You know, look at your life. We're all going through something right now. On Patreon, that's why we have the 8 Dimensions of Wellness community. We're all going through something, but it's different. So don't look at someone and say, oh, they have it easy, or they have this, or they have that. You don't know what somebody else is going through over the course of their everyday life. Mm-hmm. So we all have to stay focused on what we can do to better ourselves, to strengthen ourselves, to overcome obstacles. It never was an obstacle, it was the way. You go to the gym, you're lifting a weight, and then all of a sudden, the weight gets easy. And you're not going to grow anymore if you don't add more weight. So now we add more weight, and now we become stronger. So it's the same thing for our everyday life. How we train our physical body, we could train our mind, we could train our spirit. And that's why we have to focus on the Triforce. We're like Link and Zelda out here. Link and Zelda. You got to focus on the Triforce, Light Warriors. Yeah. Hit the 333 right now if you're focused on the Triforce. Now you got to focus on the Triforce. Physically, mentally, and spiritually. Not just one. Not just one. And we're starting to realize more and more that they're actually, and you don't really see this until you are in God's isolation season. If you missed that the other day, head over to the channel page. Very important video for people to hear. When you sit by yourself and all of a sudden you can't realize this when there's chatter all day long. When every left, north, east, west, south, it's coming in everywhere, every direction. Yeah. You don't know what's going on. But when you let go and you just sit there and you actually realize, you'll never see this until you do this. You sit there with God, you have the conversation, and you say, I realize there's actually nothing out there. You see, we're broadcasting an electromagnetic signature into the quantum field. And your perception becomes your reality. So during this time, it's very intense. Make sure you go out on your shield. Don't live someone else's life. You like that? You like that? Go out on your shield. Regret is worse than failure. Make sure that you do it your way. Don't do it someone else's way. Don't listen to people that ain't going where you're going, kid. Absolutely, truth rises. Truth rises. That's what I've been saying for many years. Be the commander of your life. Mm-hmm. That's what you are. Get up off the knees and realize that you have the ability to rewrite timelines, to change realities. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. But in order to do this, you do have to venture out of a comfort zone. It's not so comfortable. It's not comfortable. But this is where you become the diamond. This is where it lasts the test of time. You have to have that strong foundation. If you're on shaky ground, a shaky foundation, the whole house of cards will fall. And that energy that comes in, that's why every once in a while, and we are going through a dismantling of the illusion. God sends in that, there it goes. Oh, there goes a Schumann spike. Oh, there goes a solar flare. Or there goes that rapture wave. It's to allow the facade, the house of cards with no foundation, falls. And then all of a sudden, you could see everything. You could see everything. But you can't see these things, and, we always have to reassess, reevaluate. That's the time period that we went through. We go back, and now we take the giant leap forward. Hit the B button so you could run, so you could jump over that. If you're new to the channel, I like to use superheroes and classic video games that help us understand the journey of self-discovery, the ascension process, whatever you'd like to call it. Whatever you would like to call it. But just make sure you leave the ego at the door when you come in. Take your shoes off. Come on in. Come on. Take your shoes off. Don't track that stuff all over the house. Yeah. So that's you don't wear your outdoors clothes on the bed. Some of you know that. If you're like me and you don't wear your outdoors clothes in bed, let us know in the comments. These are all true stories. And the more that we use these things, we got to be careful. Be careful what you let. I'm glad everyone likes that in the chat right now. I really appreciate all you being here. Thanks for being here. We have a great time together. And hit that like button if you just stumbled in. It's a great support for this channel. It's like when you hit that like button, it's like giving a boost of energy to our Everyday Lives channel. And but listen, it really it's a life of duality. And you think you know, you ain't know yet, kid. You got to go through it. And then, everything is like, wow, like you could see the beauty. You could see the love in something that you thought maybe wasn't so great or wasn't so nice. And then all of a sudden, you thought something was so nice, but you realized that this thing was actually stealing all your shine, was stealing all your light. So, and that's, listen, that's the world of duality. So that's why this community that we have here and the lessons, we have daily videos, 9 a.m. Eastern time. Going forward, we know that this is it until 6 months from now. Then they change the clocks again, whatever it is, and then they change the clock. We have no idea what it is. But just listen, just know every day, just have it in your mind. If you resonate with this, show up every day. There'll be a video waiting for you. That's all you need to do. But this is the authentic journey that we are all on. And the more that we learn to control the mind or quiet the mind, there's a lot of chatter in the mind. And, we might talk to ourselves and talk ourselves out of things. How do we do that? Through fear, guilt, and shame. Remember the Hawkins scale of consciousness. Fear, guilt, and shame. So we want to remove those things from our lives. And we want to become creators. God wants you to create. It's true. And you're able to create from the place of love and authenticity. Because it will last the test of time. And the house of cards, the illusion, the veil of ignorance will fall. And remember, that's how how do you, I know a lot of people that are tuned in, you hear these terms, right? The veil. Oh, it's the veil. It's the veil. How does, so we're going to put it together, right? We're putting it together here. That's what we're doing here. How does the veil of ignorance fall? By expanding consciousness. You have a expanded awareness. I wasn't aware of it. I didn't know. I wasn't conscious of this. Because in science, we can only answer questions with the information available at the time. So at a point in your journey, you could say to yourself, I didn't have the answers available at the time. You did the best you could. Now you have the answers, you reassess, you reevaluate, you move forward. Amanda Zillikin, thank you so much for that, Amanda. I really appreciate you. Amanda writes, we have to start listening to ourselves. No fear. Absolutely. Listen to yourself. No matter what, in the end, I will say this forever. Regret is worse than failure. You won't be able to live with the pain of regret. Pain of failure, you got to try. You miss 100% of the shots that you don't take. Take a shot. See what happens, right? Take a shot. Look at Jordan. I mean, people talk about that story. Jordan was benched. Became the greatest basketball player of all time. Don't worry about it. Just keep going. All these things, it's the convergence that's happening right now. All these things are happening right now. Things are evolving, changing, right? We all have to change and evolve. And then all of a sudden you see something that you'd never seen before, right? Like since we're talking about basketball, Nikola Jokic, right? Check him out. No one's seen anything like this before. It comes a time where all of a sudden you change the game itself. That's what we're here to do. We're here to change the game itself. Do something that nobody else can do. You don't have to repeat the same things. Okay, this is what I saw. This is what I'm supposed to do. I see Harley Ray's doing her research right away. Love it. I love you guys so much. I really do. I really appreciate you. I appreciate the calmness that's here. And, it's a great journey of self-discovery. We're learning so much. We're learning about ourselves. We're learning about what makes us tick, what gives us drive. Don't forget that today. Don't forget that. And you want to get up in the morning with purpose. Yeah. You'll feel that if you, and this is through your free will. Everything in the world is free will. I am here to tell you that as well. If your decision is to play video games all day, that's your free will. But when you wake up and you say to yourself, you have this purpose. Every single morning you wake up with this purpose. Every single morning you wake up with this purpose. You're driven. Your life has meaning. What is the meaning of life? It's to have meaning. And so it is. If you find this message interesting and you would like to learn more about our reality in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration, why don't you click subscribe, give the video a like so it becomes visible to more people, and please share with one other person, because when we all share with one other person, we will rapidly grow our 5D community. I'm so grateful for all of you, and we're a great community. It's authentic, and all of you are the driving force of this. If this message resonated with you today, kindly, and I'm so grateful, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, double check it's still subscribed. Leave a comment. Are you driven? What keeps you driven? What are the things that you want to accomplish? Scroll the comments. It's helpful for one another because collectively we all say, oh, you know what? That validates what I'm feeling. So leave comments. If you enjoyed this, we also have a community on Patreon. The link is in the description. If you'd like to join Patreon, we all collaborate together. Tomorrow night, we're going to have a tremendous live stream on Patreon. Head over to X for daily motivation. You'll like this Rising's post up there on X if you weren't there before. And I'm grateful for each and every one of you simply just showing up every single day. That's all you need to do here. That's all you need to do here. Just show up every day. And in the end, you will become the person that you came here to be. I love you all. I'm grateful for you. I'm grateful for this family. We'll be back on tomorrow, 9 a.m. Eastern time. Stay driven. Stay driven. Remember, have a knowing that God mode is activated. I am the defender of our everyday lives. No matter what comes your way, just keep going. Love you all. Bye for now.